Great team win, I felt like tonight. I felt like the first couple of innings were a little bit of a fog, and then we kind of bounced back. I thought Lefty led us in that area. I felt like she settled in really nicely, and then we kind of found our groove again. So excited about kind of the contributions from every piece of our lineup. Coco is Coco. I can speak about her every day, I feel like. And I told Jazz, I'm like, hey, it's time for you to step up. We need a big hit right here. You and Trin need to come through here, and she did. So Schoonover, as you guys saw, is pretty dynamic. That kid has been very successful for many years, and she continues to be. And I thought we did a pretty good job of not chasing her pitches and making her throw quite a few.
You're kind of surprised with first base open 2-0 and even 3-0.
I know. I thought that they were going to.
They didn't walk. Her run didn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Were you kind of surprised?
I was.
Okay.
I was.
Now, what about you? You said yesterday, I kind of chuckled. You said stick with the plan, which it looked like you really did, but it had to be tougher when it's 4-0. But this is the kind of game I guess can do a lot for you because you didn't plan to get it behind 4-0, but you still kept doing, I think, what you wanted to do against Schoonover or whatever her name is, because you still got the walks and hit that or whatever.
Yeah, I thought, we've had some games where we just chipped away, and we've been able to do it. And I wanted them to, hey, remember, this game is still early. We have a good plan against her. Let's stick to it. Let's make sure we, execute the things we need to execute.
And before I forget an old Cottrell's update, she didn't start. What's it?
Yeah, that was just a coach's decision.
Okay,
yeah.
And she wasn't on the bench. It looked like to me.
Oh, she was in the bullpen catching.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Going off seas, what was it like? I guess it seemed we were talking to Jasmine about. It kind of seemed like a funky game in terms of both teams were finding their rhythm through. For y'all's side, y'all could say they hit 2 fly balls for 4 runs, and
right.
Y'all weren't necessarily stringing hits together, but were kind of finding a little bit of rhythm, moving base runners over, getting them in. How do you kind of try to get controls to grind through a game like that where it's just...
Yeah, I think that's what this conference will do. If you're going to win ball games, you have to figure out that piece. I think, KP came up big, with the leadoff double in an inning. I think, really what you talk about is how can you keep momentum on your side? Even when it's neutral, how do you keep it on our side? Honestly, and again, I always go back to pitching because that's where my head is. We had a couple really key 1, 2, 3 outs and got us back into the dugout to hit really quickly. And I feel like those really help momentum, especially when, we're efficient in the circle. And then I thought the other thing is we had some unselfish at-bats. So kind of like what you're saying, either walks, hit by pitch, or hitting behind a runner, moving runners up, and some sac flies, all of those things. And we've talked about this how many times, it's the little things that's going to win you ball games. Everybody in the SEC is good. If we don't show up, we're going to get run off the field. And that's how it is for anybody. And so talking to them, and I had a list about 6 things that I felt like, hey, think about this, think about this, think about this. And, so you just keep pushing them, keep motivating them, and, just keep addressing it.
Yeah, y'all, you were talking about some things you needed to address this week before going into this game. Do y'all think y'all are able to do it?
We're getting there.
Okay.
Yeah. No. A coach will never tell you, yeah, we're looking good. Yeah.
Right.
No. But I saw some progress. I saw us move in the right direction, which that's what you want to see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What is something y'all need to change before tomorrow's game?
Oh, well, I think we made some defensive things that not so great. Some base running things not so great. And so it's just those things, I think we put down a bunt when we needed to put down a bunt, move some runners over. So just kind of continuing on that. I think really it's going to be about our energy and coming out and playing Aggie softball. That's what's hard every single day. It's not so much coming up and showing up, right? There's a difference between showing up and then a difference between competing your tails off every single pitch. Those look very, very different. And that takes a lot of energy, discipline, all of those things, and that's what makes it hard. But you have to love the hard, because when you execute the hard, really, really good stuff happens.
Okay, you mentioned Kennedy was definitely locked in the last 5 innings.
Yep.
2 home run balls, were those just good hits by the batter, or just misses?
Yeah.
Looked like they made her up.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay, that's fine. Okay.
What'd you make of her ability to kind of, obviously shake those off.
Just proud of her. Yeah, honestly, I was like, hey, you keep fighting. Like, our season, we know this, begins and ends in that circle. And so she's had a great year, but there's more out of her. And that's what I keep telling her is like, hey, I need you to be the dog right here. So you have to put your emotions aside and you have to figure this out right now. Like, and I believe in you. And so that's what we talk about is just, hey, let's get these emotions, put them back. We can talk after the game, we can check them, but I need you to be locked in for this pitch. And I thought she did a tremendous job with that. That's her growth. Like, you really think about, we've seen, Lefty, I've seen her now for almost 2 years. You can see it when she kind of gets, going, and really it's just because she wants it so bad. And then you can see her when she's like, eat, it's going to stop right here, and I'm going to come back and be the dog that I am. And I think you saw that tonight.
Just one last one, Coach. A lot of really fast base runners this season on the roster. How crucial has that been to the running ability for this season and for this game especially? Yeah,
well, it wins and lose you ball game, and I call them kind of the special teams. Coco is just Coco. She is a special team, but that's the thing when you're building a program and building longevity of being successful. You have to have all these different elements. So speed, power, right? You got to have, like, Allie Enright runs well, but and I know she's been a power kid, but she didn't come to us as a power kid. So you have to kind of have all those pieces. Defensive replacements, pinch hitters. AC's been tremendous for us off the bench this year. So it takes all of us to kind of tick. And sometimes your number doesn't get called right away, but those of you that are prepared have really fun, exciting moments.
What do you stress to someone like Coco, other than don't leave the base early? Letting it be a situation where it's like everyone in the ballpark knows, or at least is going to be aware that she's looking to take it.
Yeah, 100%.
I guess working through those kind of situations compared to just run the mill.
Yeah, you know what? I let Coco be Coco. Like, Coco is just special. And so you just have to remind her. You have to reel her in a little bit and get her to focus. And so that's what we just talked about. I'm like, hey, Coach Harger really said this. He's like, hey, I see a couple of X, Y, and Z, whatever that is. And if this happens, I just need you to make sure, I need to trust you that you can be on time. And I was like, and you could be a little late because of what we were seeing, and I think she was on time. I haven't seen obviously the video, but we need her to step up. She's a junior now, right? To be able to trust her in those situations. And I think she did a tremendous job.